The Matildas have closed the curtain on Tom Sermanni's third and final stint as interim coach with an emphatic 4-1 win over Argentina in front of a sellout crowd in Canberra. With incoming manager Joe Montemurro watching from the stands, it felt like more than just a friendly, it was a statement. A torch passed. A fitting farewell. Amy Sayer, returning to the starting lineup for the first time in 549 days, lit up the first half with 2 expertly taken goals. It was her moment, and she took it with both hands. Her sharpness, positioning, and composure were on full display. Argentina's Kahli Núñez managed to pull one back before halftime, but from then on, it was all Australia. Veteran midfielder Emily van Egmond added a third for the Matildas in the second half, calmly slotting away her chance. She led with composure and control, lifting the tempo when needed. Then, in the closing stages, it was hometown hero Michelle Heyman who added the icing on the cake. The crowd erupted. A Canberra goal for a Canberra legend. But the game itself, as fluid and dominant as the Matildas looked, was almost a backdrop to the real story unfolding around it. Tom Sermanni, on the sideline for the final time in green and gold, soaked in every moment. It wasn't lost on him. He knew what this meant. From coaching in near-empty stadiums to leading the Matildas in front of sold-out crowds, Sermanni's journey mirrored the rise of women's football in Australia. "The crowds are just phenomenal," he said post-match. "I still pinch myself every time I walk out to a Matildas game at home." He reflected on how far things had come. There were days when friends and family were the only ones in the stands. Now, it's thousands. It's passion. It's noise. It's what we always dreamed of. Montemurro's presence loomed large. Appointed earlier in the day after a drawn-out 10-month search for a permanent coach, his arrival marks the beginning of a new era. He observed from the stands, taking notes, watching closely. He knows the expectations. He knows the platform he's inheriting. The players looked hungry, sharp, and confident. There was chemistry, drive, and identity in the way they played. It wasn't perfect. Kahli Johnson, the young spark who scored on debut Friday and assisted Sayer's opener, hobbled off midway through the first half. Her injury is a concern, but her performance over the past week has been a breakthrough. This team is deep, talented, poised for the next step. Sayer's return has added fresh energy. Her intelligence and ability to find space are invaluable. Van Egmond continues to be the heartbeat in midfield. Calm, commanding, experienced. Heyman's late strike reminded fans she still has a nose for goal and a sense of occasion. The defense held firm, denying Argentina any real chance to spark a comeback. Claire Hunt was solid. Charlotte Grant showed great energy up and down the flank. In goal, Lydia Williams had a relatively quiet night but remained vocal and organized throughout. There's an unmistakable momentum building around the Matildas. The World Cup legacy isn't fading, it's growing. The players are responding to the expectation, to the crowds, to the moment. Sermanni, emotional but composed, was all class at full time. He applauded the fans, embraced players, smiled. He leaves with pride, knowing he helped build something bigger than himself. Montemurro now picks up the baton. The transition is complete. All eyes turn to the next chapter, a pair of friendlies against Slovenia at the end of June. Those games will offer Montemurro his first official taste of life in the Matildas dugout. It's a fresh start, but the foundation is strong. The belief is real. The crowd tonight was loud, energized, grateful. Sermanni departs with the respect and admiration of players and fans alike. Montemurro steps into a role that demands excellence. But tonight, it was about celebration. About legacy. About new beginnings. The Matildas played with purpose, togetherness, and a flair that captured the crowd. They dominated possession. They created chances. They pressed relentlessly. They played like a team ready for the next level. From Amy Sayer's brace to Heyman's fairy tale finish, every player had a role. Every fan had something to cheer. As the lights dimmed over Canberra Stadium, one thing was certain. The Matildas are in good hands. And the journey continues.